Someone in your life is lying to you right now, not a stranger, someone you trust. And the terrifying part? They don't even know they're doing it. Manipulation isn't always a choice. Sometimes it's just how a brain works. You probably think of manipulators as villains, cold, calculating, evil. But science tells a very different story. Most manipulative behavior isn't born from hatred, it's born from fear. The same fear you feel when you need someone to like you. The same fear that makes you say, "I'm fine," when you're not. Manipulation lives on a spectrum, and every single human being sits somewhere on it. The real question isn't whether someone is a manipulator. The real question is how deep in they are, and what that does to the people around them. There's a pattern researchers call dark triad behavior. It combines three personality traits: narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy. That sounds extreme. But studies from the University of British Columbia found that roughly 1 in 5 people scores high on at least one of these traits. That's not a rare monster. That's someone in your office, someone at your dinner table. The manipulator's brain doesn't process social situations the way yours does. Brain scans show reduced activity in the prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for empathy. It's not that they choose not to feel, it's that the signal is quieter, like trying to hear a whisper in a stadium. But what nobody expected is that these brains are actually better at reading you than you are at reading them. Manipulators are extraordinary observers. Research published in the journal Personality and Individual Differences found that high Machiavellian individuals are significantly better at detecting micro-expressions, those tiny flickers of emotion that cross your face in less than a fifth of a second. You don't even know you're showing them. They catch every single one. They're not reading your words, they're reading your body, your hesitations, your eye movement when you lie, your breath when you're nervous. It's like having a cheat code for human interaction, and they use that information to find one specific thing: your need. Because every manipulation starts with a need, yours. But what nobody expected is what happens next. They don't exploit the need right away, they feed it first. This is where love bombing comes in. Excessive attention, compliments, validation. It floods your brain with dopamine, the same chemical released by gambling, by sugar, by falling in love. Neurologically, you become dependent before you even realize something is wrong. A 2021 Harvard study on coercive control found that victims of emotional manipulation showed changes in their hippocampus, the memory and stress center of the brain, comparable to those seen in PTSD patients. Not from physical violence, from words, from silences, from hot and cold behavior. The brain learns to walk on eggshells, and then something strange happens. It starts to protect the person causing the damage, because the brain links that person to relief, not harm. But what nobody expected is that this response has a name, and it affects animals too. It's called intermittent reinforcement, and it's the most powerful behavioral conditioning tool ever documented. It's the same mechanism behind slot machines. You don't know when the reward comes, so you keep pulling the lever. Animal studies showed that pigeons pressed a button up to 10,000 times without a single reward when trained this way. 10,000 times. For nothing. That's what the manipulated brain does. It keeps trying. It keeps believing the good version will return, because it did once, and once is enough to rewire a reward system. Here's the data point you'll be sharing tonight. The average person takes 7 attempts to permanently leave a manipulative relationship. 7. Not because they're weak, because the brain was literally restructured. The attachment system and the fear system got fused together. Science calls it trauma bonding. It doesn't mean love was fake. It means the brain did exactly what it was designed to do: survive, by holding on. Manipulation isn't magic. It's a set of predictable patterns that science can now map, measure, and explain. And the first step to protecting yourself is knowing exactly what you're dealing with. Now I want to know something. Have you ever caught yourself using any of these tactics without realizing it? Tell me in the comments. No judgment, just honesty. If this video made you think, give it a like and subscribe. There's a lot more inside the human mind that most people will never stop to question,